Sir, you are on the clock.
So, first of all, what do you think of the poster art of you in all your disheveled glory?
Yeah, I think they made me actually a little better looking than I normally am. Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's I've seen that face before.
So, audiences remember you from Woody Allen's earlier work, like Radio Days and a segment of New York Stories.
I don't think anybody will remember that.
I don't know.
I really doubt it.
But can you describe for us the first time you and Woody actually met?
The first time we met is when I was called into his office. He wanted to meet he wanted to meet me because I was given a very tiny part in Radio Days. So I walked into his office on Park Avenue. He was sitting on the desk. He said, just wanted to meet you, and shook my hand, and that was it.
Short and sweet.
Short and sweet.
I'd also read that this film that he had written was originally his Zero Mostel.
Yes,
which
yes.
involved that great scene from the front where it pans to the window and Zero Mostel is gone for a leap. Was there parts of this that needed to be reworked because you're both you're very different physically than Zero Mostel was? Was there a lot of reworking that needed to happen for any form of comedy?
I don't think so. I'm not sure. I was just given the script in its newest form, so I don't know what was in there.
And were you given?
But I think there was a character description for a guy who was much heavier than me.
Are you given the full script? And we know that's Woody does partials.
Yeah, I was given the full script.
And was this the first time that you had ever worked with Woody that you were given the full script?
Yes. Previous to that, I was given pages. Mm-hmm.
How do you think that your sense of humor has changed over the years, or has it when you are now you're in front of the camera for another director and such?
I couldn't say my sense of humor has changed. I'm slightly less crude than I used to be, but other than that, there's not much of a difference.
And how would you describe the character?
I can't be quite as self-deprecating as I was because I'm somewhat successful. When I had nothing going for me, then I could be a little more self-deprecating. Now people don't buy it as much. Yeah.
Possibly. It's still very enjoyable. How would you describe the character of Boris? What about him is very similar to you?
Boris is much crankier than I am. I enjoy life a little bit more than Boris does, I think. I have more, I'm a little more human than he is. I don't really criticize everybody. I'm not mean to children. So, and I'm a much better dresser.
And I know that Woody sometimes doesn't really watch episodic television, but it's such a classic as Seinfeld. Has he seen, and what does he think of the episode of These Pretzels Are Making Me Thirsty, where he has sort of an off-screen presence?
We never really discussed Seinfeld. I didn't ask him if he saw it. We never talked about it. But I know that he's seen Curb Your Enthusiasm, hence the casting. Yeah.
And there's certainly a huge ad-libbing element with that show. And how does that compare with working with Woody, and how straightforward is he with working directly from his own script?
Well, he gives you a lot of leeway to do whatever you want. He encourages you, if there's words that you don't like and you're not comfortable with, to just change them. But I have to say, I didn't really improvise very much, if at all, in the movie.
And
There's a lot of memorizing
really?
That I had to do, yeah.
Was there something that was very difficult to memorize, that you had to work on it?
Yeah, a lot of it was difficult. I had long monologues. I spent a lot of time working on it. For a lazy man, it was not fun.
And when you're an old school stand-up, and Woody's an old school stand-up, is there ever talk of the old days? I know he's a generation ahead of you or behind you, however you want to look at it. But when old stand-ups get together, is there a certain camaraderie that sort of automatically kicks in terms of that type of performance and making your way in the business?
Well, yeah. Well, we have a lot in common, but the only thing we ever discussed about stand-up was that we didn't really want our children to do it.
Why?
Have you ever been up there?
Oh, yeah, I've done it, yeah.
You have?
Yeah.
Well, then you should know why.
I didn't enjoy it, but I thought maybe I was the only one who didn't enjoy it.
You don't really want your kid up on that stage
And,
trying to get laughs from maniacs, yeah.
And last quick question is, what type of part would you love to play in a Woody Allen movie? What kind of role?
Oh, I don't know. Whatever he wants.
You'd be there anytime he gets a call, you're ready to jump in?
Absolutely.
It was very enjoyable, and it was great to meet you.
Thank you. Nice to
Have
meet
a good
you.
morning.
Thank you. You too.